Do you have the abundance mentality or do you have the scarcity mentality? It's a good question to ask yourself so that you can create a clear definition in your mind of how you are approaching the world, of how you are living in the world and the universe. And this question makes a huge impact on how you go about every single thing you do in your life because it kind of permeates upon every single feeling, emotion, belief, anything that goes on in your mind is going to be on the base, under the base of this concept. And to know, to know for sure, all you have to do is do a quick and easy thought experiment in which you ask yourself, how am I thinking about this situation? And the situation is the following. If you feel, or how do you feel if 10 people come to where you are, to your house, your home, your state, your city, your country? If 10 people come to live there, 10 people who are good people, who are valuable people, who are hard workers, who are intelligent, people who are just like you. If you have 10 more people like that move to you, to where you are, do you feel that you're going to have less or do you feel that you're going to have more? If you feel that you're going to have less, that the 10 people are going to come and take the things that you already have, or that the 10 people are going to come and now there's going to be less of the cake to be given to you, then you have the scarcity mentality. If you think that those 10 people will come and you will have less because there's 10 more people that came now, then you have the scarcity mentality. But if you think that 10 more people can help you and others in your surroundings create more and multiply what you have and what everyone else has and create more for everyone, then you have the abundance mentality. And the abundance mentality attracts abundance, while the scarcity mentality attracts, guess what? Scarcity. So you have these two mentalities which influence, extreme influence comes from them because according to whether you think about scarcity or abundance, in that same way you're gonna start acting, thinking, and behaving. If you are thinking of scarcity, then you're not gonna be thinking, your mind, conscious and subconscious, will never be thinking of how can we multiply what we have, but your mind will always be focused on how can I protect what I have and how can I limit what others take from what is here already. But if you have the abundance mentality, your mind, your feelings, your emotions, everything about you, your conscious and subconscious mind will always be thinking, how can we get together to make this bigger? How can we get together to multiply all of this and create even more prosperity for all of us together? And that is, believe it or not, what made America the greatest nation in the world. It was a space where they had open arms and they said, well, we have the abundance mentality. Whoever wants to come here and be free and do you and create business and create commerce and adopt our values, adopt our beliefs, and allow others to be free and make as much as you can for as long as you can, working with others, working hard, and being free and letting others be free, then you can come here. And also, the Constitution and the laws, you gotta believe in them and follow them to to the dot, every single thing. And if you are that person and you feel that way and you're thinking that way, then please come. We don't. We're not saying don't bring anybody else or get people out of here. No, they were saying come, open arms, and then we had a whole bunch of people from all over the world come to the nation. People that were thinking that way, people that agreed with the idea, people that felt that it was good and it had potential, people with the abundance mentality. They all got together here. And then once you have a whole bunch of people with the abundance mentality in one place, then they start thinking of how can we multiply all that we have times 10, times 20, times infinity. Because obviously the world and the universe provides infinite resources for us to create infinite wealth. The only limiting factor to infinite wealth is human selfishness and the scarcity mentality. So once you take those things out, which is exactly what America did in the world, nobody else in the world had the abundance mentality as much as it was here. They took out selfishness, let anybody who wants to come and be free and make as much as they want make it. It doesn't matter if they're not the king, they're not the queen, they don't practice our religion, they're not the royal family. It doesn't matter. Let them come, be free, and make as much as they want. Selfishness was taken out, and then abundance was also amplified by taking out selfishness and taking out the ego of man wanting to be only for him. So the abundance mentality opens the mind for everyone who wants to make, let them make. And once you start thinking like that, then people who want to make get together with you. And once you have a bunch of people that want to make and want others to also make, then you open up abundance. And abundance was manifested to the extreme here in the States, to the point that this nation became the greatest nation in the world, because we took out what kept the world limited, which was their selfishness and their scarcity mentality. So that was taken out, and people were not thinking of scarcity, they were thinking of come and help us build. Come and help us build. And the more people wanting to come and help build, the more the synergy, which is the force and the power of all forces united together, created wealth and greatness. And thus this became the greatest nation in the world. So much so was the growth that every other nation, many nations started to imitate the abundance mentality, because they saw and understood that in the abundance mentality is where the wealth is. So you must know and understand that more human minds can create more wealth. It's not the opposite. As long as the mind that's coming in brings the desire, the thoughts, the ideas, and the beliefs of growth, of hard work, of intelligence, of abundance. As long as you have abundance mentality minds together, you create abundance and wealth beyond measure. Now, once you get scarcity mentality together, you create exactly that: scarcity and lack of resources and lack of wealth, and a whole bunch of people thinking, how can I protect this little piece of land or this little piece of wealth that I have, so that others don't take it. But once you have the abundance, you have a whole bunch of people that say, how can we get together and multiply all that we have? And that is America. That was America. Now there is a mix. And the more you have of one side, the more of that side you have. The more scarcity mentality you have, the more scarcity comes, and the more abundance mentality you have, the more abundance comes. It is it is good to think about the fact that we are 340 million in population, right? So if we were 600 million in population instead of 300 million, the scarcity mentality people think that everything will be worse for everyone else because now we have a lot more, we have double the people. And in the mind of the scarcity mentality, there is a fixed amount of wealth that must be divided by the people that we have, and now the additional amount of people that are coming in. If we would have had the scarcity mentality at the beginning of the nation, that there would not be any open arms for no one to come in, and then this nation wouldn't have the manpower, the power of population to grow and develop as much as it has. Because if you have 10 people with the abundance mentality, you can do a lot because a human mind is capable of infinite things. But if you have a million people with the abundance mentality, you can do a lot even more. And if you have 100 million, 200 million, 300 million people with the abundance mentality, then you get the greatest and the wealthiest nation in the world. So the the people with the abundance mentality, they're more than welcoming with open arms of anyone who will adopt their way of thinking, their belief system, their way, their values, the way they do things they do to multiply and grow and make the economy grow. So the abundance mentality people would see the opportunity of 300 million more people like them as an opportunity to multiply all the wealth that could be created and produced, and not only multiply times 2 but times 10 or times 20 because of the synergy. So abundance sees more in more people, and scarcity sees less in more people. So abundance shall be the way.